Have your parents ever punished you so badly only to regret it later when their own secrets started to unravel? My parents punished me for 6 months after finding my diary, where I had written about sneaking out to see my boyfriend. They took my phone, laptop, car keys, even removed the door of my room for supervision purposes. What they didn't realize was that they had picked the worst possible time to lock me up at home, right when their own secrets were about to explode. The punishment started in March. My mom, Olivia, worked as a real estate agent from home, so she had zero privacy. She checked on me every hour, making sure I wasn't up to something. My dad, Richard, installed cameras in the hallways and even put a tracking app on the family tablet they allowed me to use for homework. They told everyone I was going through a rebellious phase and needed strict limits. In the third week, I was doing homework in the kitchen when Mom got a phone call. She went pale and rushed to her office, but not before I heard her whisper, "How did she get this number through the phone?" 20 minutes later, she came out, said she had emergency appointments, and left. This happened 3 more times that week. Since I literally had nothing else to do, I started paying attention. Mom was going out at odd hours. Dad was suddenly working late every night, which was strange for an accountant in April after tax season. Both were nervous, constantly checking their phones, whispering in their room. In the 5th week, while cleaning the house as part of my punishment, I found a credit card account in Dad's office with a different billing address. There were charges for hotels, restaurants, and jewelry, none of which matched anything we owned. I photocopied it and kept investigating. That's when things got interesting. Dad had been assigned to a massive audit for his biggest client, Anthony Vega, who happened to be married to Mom's business partner, Sandra. The same Sandra Mom had been talking to in those mysterious phone calls. They banned me from phones and computers, but they never said anything about the old fax machine in the basement. I faxed the account statement to our family accountant, asking for clarification on Dad's expenses. Then I waited. By the 7th week, hell broke loose. The accountant called Dad, furious about possible identity theft and fraud. Dad came home panicked, and my parents started fighting about the credit card. While they argued, I was upstairs on the family tablet. Dad had forgotten to log out of Mom's cloud storage. I found emails between Mom and a guy named Daniel about keeping this a secret so Anthony doesn't find out. I also found Dad's unsent resignation letter from weeks ago and photos of properties Mom was handling that never appeared on her company's listings. But then came the jackpot. Mom and Sandra had been running a shady operation, buying properties under fake LLCs and reselling them without reporting income. Dad discovered this during the audit and was being blackmailed by Anthony to stay silent or lose his career. And Daniel? He wasn't just some guy. He was an FBI agent building a case against Anthony for money laundering, and Mom was unknowingly helping him. My parents were so busy keeping an eye on me that they never noticed each other. Mom didn't know Dad was protecting her. Dad didn't know Mom was accidentally helping the FBI. Both lying, both terrified, both about to blow everything up. In the 8th week, I used the tablet to send an anonymous tip to Daniel. I emailed Mom's contacts with all the evidence I had collected. Every scheme, every threat, every shady deal. Signed it. A concerned citizen with too much time on their hands. 3 days later, the FBI raided Anthony's office. Sandra was arrested at Mom's agency. Anthony was charged with money laundering, tax evasion, and blackmail. Mom became a protected witness. Dad was cleared after proving he'd been threatened. They were so overwhelmed with investigators, lawyers, and reporters that they completely forgot I was still grounded. When Mom finally remembered, she found me in my room, still without a door, casually doing homework. "Honey, we need to talk," she said, exhausted. "We regret being so hard on you." "Oh, I know," I replied. "Anthony Vega's money laundering, Sandra's property scheme, Dad being blackmailed, you accidentally helping the FBI. The walls are pretty thin without a door." Both turned white. Dad asked how long I had known. "Since week 3. Pretty easy to investigate when you're trapped at home with nothing else to do. By the way, I was the one who tipped off the FBI." Mom stammered, "But you were punished. No phone, no computer. Fax machine in the basement. Tablet you forgot to log out of. Credit card statements. Drawers left half open. You were so busy making sure I couldn't see my boyfriend, you forgot to hide your real crimes." They ended my punishment immediately, gave me a new car, partly out of guilt, mostly out of fear of what else I could dig up in my free time. Dad even said, "Please don't become an investigator." I just smiled. Too late. Daniel already offered me a ride when I turned 18. Turns out, I have a gift for this. They never punished me again. How could they? I knew where all the bodies were buried. Literally, since I also found out about Mom's boss's tax haven in the Cayman Islands. But that